Hello and welcome to 5-Star Academy's Introduction to Blended and Online Teaching. My name is George Garcia and I will be your facilitator for this course. A little bit of background information about myself. I've been a Spanish teacher at Greenwood Community High School for the past 12 years. For the past 2 years I've piloted 2 blended courses for my advanced Spanish classes. Last year I used iPads as a device for the pilot, and this year I'm using Chromebooks. I'm very excited about working with you on this online course, and thank you for your interest in blended and online teaching. Every module of the course will include the following activities. There will be at least one video, sometimes more than one, that you will need to watch. You'll also be given access to resources through the explanations component. This consists of articles for you to read, and sometimes you'll have a video to watch. These usually are about the topic of the week's module. There will be discussions using discussion boards so that you can respond at your convenience. Instructions will be provided for you on how to complete discussions online in this module later on. We will also have blogs. Everyone will be setting up a blog, and we will provide you with the instructions on how to set one up, and some tips on what blogging is and how to blog if you've never done it before. Finally, there are extensions, and these are optional, but if you have a special interest in the topic being covered, you can obtain featured resources for more in-depth information. And there's also a Take It to the Classroom activity where you can take an idea from the week's module and implement it in the class, and then through the use of our discussion boards you can report to the class on how the implementation worked in class. So you're probably asking now, what are your expectations of me as a student? Well, as your instructor, I expect you to complete assignments, to meet all the deadlines, to participate in meaningful discussions with one another, and we will provide you with those instructions and some of the guidelines on how to carry out discussions. I also expect you to provide meaningful peer feedback, and we will also have guidelines for doing that. I expect you to share resources, and this is an important opportunity to collaborate and share things that have been useful in your experience and may prove to be beneficial for some of your classmates. I believe that it's crucial that everyone is an active participant when it comes to sharing resources. It's also very important to ask questions as they arise. Please don't hesitate to contact me with your questions. My contact information can be found on this video or on my syllabus. So, what should students expect from me in this course as your instructor? First of all, you can expect timely feedback on your assignments. You can also expect the response to your questions within 24 hours, and since this is my first experience as a facilitator, this may sometimes take a little bit longer so that I can ensure that I provide you with the correct answer. I'll also be glad to speak with you on the phone or by email should you need a more in-depth explanation to a complex question. You can also expect me to be a partner in your learning experience. I'm always seeking ways to become a better educator and love to hear about the successes you have in your classrooms. It's also exciting for me to hear about how fellow educators grow as professionals. Where can I get information about the assignments, projects, and due dates for this course? All assignments can be found in the syllabus. Also, the introduction module contains all of the handouts with the instructions for the assignments. We have our weekly modules that also give you specific instructions for completing assignments for each of those modules. If you feel that those aren't clear enough, you can ask me by either email at jgarcia@5-startech.com, or you can call me at 317-439-7423. There are no assessments in this class. There are no quizzes or tests or grades given in the course. The objective is for you to grow professionally through exploration and reflection and interaction with your peers. We have provided you with some self-check rubrics that you can use in your discussions and for writing your blogs. We've also given you some guidelines on how to make comments on blogs so as to help the professional growth of your peers. We will primarily be using discussion boards for our discussions. The idea is to have thought-provoking interaction among the peers. You will have an option to reply weekly to a prompt that is due on Sundays at 8 p.m. Mondays are reserved for discussion review and for comments, so we will not open any of the new modules until Tuesday, so that you have that opportunity for discussion review and for comments. And we ask that each student respond to at least one of their classmates during the week, and or if you feel so inclined on Mondays, to make sure that you use that day for feedback purposes. Many of our assignments will require you posting things on a blog, which means that you will have to create a blog at blogger.com. This does require a Google account, so make sure that that in your corporation, Google or Blogger is not restricted. So please investigate that beforehand. If that is the case, you might want to create a new personal Google account so as not to be using the one that's created by your school. Receiving comments on the blog or commenting on others' blogs is optional. And another option that seems to work well is to buddy up with others from the class to receive comments on the blog. Again, I will be able to share blogs once our Google Plus circle is set up and you join the community. Some of you may be asking yourselves, well, what's the difference between a blog and a discussion? Well, blogs are more of a personal reflection regarding content and application to professional role. Blogs will be viewed by anyone who is on the internet, so that would be a worldwide audience that you have. Discussions are more like provocative responses with a lot of peer interaction, more like a conversation within our groups. We will be providing you with guidelines for both blogs and discussions, and with some of the rubrics that you might follow in order to be proficient at using both of these important tools. There are two major projects in this course. The first of these is a Symbaloo project. If you're not familiar with Symbaloo, it's a website where you can bookmark and store resources to make them more easily accessible. You'll need at least 30 resources as part of the Symbaloo project, and it's due the last week of class. That would be Module 8. There's a detailed handout in this introduction module, and you will need to go to www.symbaloo.com and create a Symbaloo account in order to begin your project. Again, it's not due until the last week of class, and that would be the 8th module. The second major project in this course is called the Really Useful Project, or RUP. The idea is to use the content from the course and to make a product that you can use in your professional situation. This is an open-ended project, and it's done so on purpose so that you can be as creative as you want to be. We've provided you with some options just so that you can get some ideas. Options like a video mini lesson, a curriculum map, a syllabus, an engaging lesson or unit, an authentic assessment or a feedback plan, or your own idea. Please feel free to contact me if you want to obtain any feedback concerning any of your ideas. More detailed can be found on the handouts in this introduction module concerning the RUP project. These proposals for your RUP project are due by the end of the 5th module. If you decide on something by the end of the 5th module, but later on around the 6th module or the 7th module you decide to change your mind, this is not a binding proposal, so if you wish to change your mind later on, you're able to do that. I'm looking forward to hearing some of your ideas. That's a brief overview of the course. Please read through the syllabus carefully and don't hesitate to contact me with any questions you may have. I'm really looking forward to working with all of you and talk to you all soon.